such an asshole.
I'm going to kill them all, Winston. Not Wilson, Winston. My God, Jonathan, what are you going to do? I'm going to kill them all, Winston. We have requests. If you have requests, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com. Where the world's only professional asshole, blah, blah, blah. Hi, Aaron. Hope all is well with you. I got to anonymize a lot of things here because you're going to identify yourself. You're a youngish man. You recently finished a master's degree with a very high GPA in a very interesting field. School, he declares, and I quote, school is for British cigarettes. It is. It really is. I mean, unless you're a doctorate, a medical doctor, not bullshit doctor, but yeah, it pays. I currently work at a large financial company in my specific field alongside my 20% equity investment in a property. I make a clean $100,000 a year after tax in this shithole known as leftist crap hole. Banks are full of retards, even in my subfield. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And that is an insult to the mentally impaired to compare them to bankers. As a good little late millennial, I live at home because at 5'5", I ain't getting anything. At least you know it. See? God bless you. You're like, no, ain't going to happen. Nope. Like, I don't get it. Guys who are 5'5" know enough that, I ain't going to become a basketball player. But then there's other guys, maybe I get the girls, which you can, but you're going to have to go really short and reel in your expectations. But no, I'm going to get this hot girl. What? I just comb my hair left instead of right? Then I get the girls? You're like, nope, I got shit to do. The property makes up to 95% of my expenses, which is about $40,000 a year net. So I have now been given an opportunity to do a PhD with the $50,000 a year scholarship. I would join an established progress focus on working with again, I don't want to identify, but you're going to work on a project within that particular field that you're in. But I need to quit my full-time job because despite the fact that the PhD won't cost me anything, thanks to my taxes, $50,000 a year is only if I don't work and do the PhD full-time. But I like money, and cutting $30,000 a year off my salary for 3 years is almost another 20% equity in my property. My boomer dad, who is also a doctor, suggests that I stay at the financial institution I work at, pay off my property as fast as possible, get another property, and then I could just stop working and do the PhD or whatever else I want. He is also saying that everywhere you go, it's the same shit, and that even if I leave the bank or the country, I'm going to find that all workplaces have people that, frankly, I would actually feel happy if they were taken hostage by ISIS. Dude, was it your dad or granddad? Your dad's right. Dude, you think people are assholes in the finance industry? Go work in academia. For all the problems of banking and finance, for all the problems of corporate America, you go into academia, talk about, okay, if it was, and you're going into one of the legit fields, all right, but even there, like, I know a guy who's in MIT, and he's like, they're all leftists. They're STEM leftists, but they're all leftists. I can't imagine with your personality that shines wonderfully through, colorfully through in your email. And then your old man, dude, and here's the feeling, it isn't for you. The environment isn't for you. If you're more mercenary, like, I need a PhD to get to this point in my career, which then I would go on to do these other specific things, fine, that would make sense. But I think you're a little bit more practical. Why would you get the PhD? And if your answer is, well, to make more money, then your dad's right. Why do you want to make more money? So you could be left the fuck alone. Inevitably, I think you sound very Arthur Schopenhauerian. And I would recommend you read Arthur Schopenhauer, because I think reading him or just listening to some podcasts about his philosophy, you'd be like, yeah, I don't need to go to get my PhD. I want to make my money. I want to own the property. I want to be done with this shit. I want to be left the F alone. And you already make a handsome $100,000 after tax. That's very handsome. Do you need more? I mean, if you want to start a family and you're left this crap hole, you have enough. Do you want to sacrifice and be poor for, I don't know how long your PhD would take, another 2 years at least, I imagine. And then what do? You got to work with more intelligent assholes? I don't see the reason unless you had a passion for your field. I see no reason to get a PhD at all because you again, you either are working in you're working at NASA or the foremost field in theoretical physics or whatever the heck you get your degree in, and you're really passionate and nerdy about it. You seem a little bit more practical, like, nah, just to get money, and I'm looking at my money. And then I mentioned I'm looking at my money and my equity in my homes. And if that's the case, it's just to make money. You make enough money now. You don't have to, and you hate school. You hate school, so you don't have to go back. Uh, Immigrant parents that have a conservative outlook on things. I just cope that there's somewhere better. There must be. No, there isn't. No. All right. No, I see where you're coming from. Yeah, I used to. Okay, let me tell you a story. Nah, I'm gonna tell you a story. Hang on. Let me make sure we got the internet. Is the internet working? Okay. Thank you, Cox Communication, for not being pussies. It took me till I was 36 to realize I was never going to fit into finance or banking. That if I had just become a tradesman at 22 or 23, when the problems first started showing up at the internships where I thought it was just bad luck or people can't be this stupid. No, they are that stupid, especially in finance and banking. Oh my God. Get hit by a truck in Minecraft. Although I think everyone so much hates these bankers because they got bailed out. I think we don't even have to say in Minecraft. I think everyone's like, yeah, we'll let that one go. Yeah, I think we all communally agree that bankers are scum. No, man. I would hold off on the PhD for when you can pursue it for purely intellectual reasons, which you may have an inkling for. I would not slow down your current career now and take the financial hit when you are making great progress towards becoming financially independent. And exactly as your old man said, you're going to be much better off where you just knuckle down now, keep banging away, pay off the home, get to the point where you're not really paying a mortgage or a rent anymore. And then once you not really have FU money, but have more of an FU position, then go pursue the PhD for leisure and intellectual purposes. And by that time, your industry may have evolved, or there might be something more interesting that you'd like to do, or you could find a part-time program. You could find like why I've never understood. I guess PhD people are dicks. You got to quit your career to come study here full time. Fuck off. The fuck I do. I don't even know if by that time you'd want to go study at a university because with the internet and all that, I guess you would need their equipment and labs. But is there a way you could just go and if it's not for a career, it's more for intelligence, why not be one of the old mathematicians? Just do it on your own. You need to go to university for it. I would just keep buckling down and then get your PhD if you'd like to in the future when it's more for intellectual purposes, not because it's for your career. Everywhere I go, it's the same shit. Even leave it. I would actually feel happy if they were taken hostage, immigrant parent, blah, blah, blah. But I also think that a PhD in my field would make me a lot more money in the long run. Not right now. Not right now with your property. I think your dad is right. Then again, I don't know any PhDs, so I can't confirm. Yeah. Why don't you just keep on going as you're going on? And where you have a master's, you already have an advanced degree in a very niche field, and you're already working in finance. What would a PhD do? Like, how could you make more money? Like, in other words, aren't you already kind of on top? You work in finance, which is a bunch of MBA douchebag dude bros with an IQ of like 100.02. They don't even know the difference between a master's and a PhD is. They really don't. Like, what's the PhD guy going to bring to the table that you aren't already? Unless you start going like maybe specialized hedge funds and some really advanced mathematics. I don't know if it really would. And unless they said, yeah, we'd pay more for a PhD, I won't even consider it. I won't consider it. So there we go. That would What would you suggest I do? The logic business side of me is like 100,000 is greater than 70,000 is stay put. Yeah, it is. Video would be cool. Make fun of me being a bitch. No, you're not a bitch. No, you're these are very you're the opposite. You're like, I want to do the best to get a doctorate and kick some ass. No, that is not that is, sir. You live in the West. Don't you're aware of that, sir. Everyone's a pussy. All right. And you're in the most dude bro douchebag industry of an economy in a world of pussies. Uh, so I'd hold off, and that's what I would do. We got any super chats? We got one super chat. I will get to the other super chats that I missed. Evan, 10 Canadian. The only reason to go to grad school is to get the experience in a niche field where the only way in is to pay to play. Even then, you only need a master's, and it's still not as good as real experience. Yeah, I just and now this guy's in defense of the client. He is in a real field. I just don't want to identify him because it's a niche field. But for the most part, PhDs are a pissing away of time, especially the little children who are in the social sciences and the liberal arts. Those PhDs they're jokes, and they're not even hiding it. They're just Marxist propagandists. They're just lazy little bitches who don't want to get real jobs. That's all they are. So that's completely worthless, where all you're going to do is teach. But even then, your physical sciences, your STEM fields, even then, it's you start to go beyond the practicality. You better love research, and it better be a passion of yours. All right, that's it. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.